Martin O'Neill really has done a fantastic job at Celtic, but he won't want to hear anything about that until he's won something. Jenkins. A gap steps in. Celtic seeking their first Scottish Cup success since 1995, when Pierre Van Hooijdonk scored the only goal of the final against Edry. Just one Scottish Cup in 11 years, though. Not really very good for a club the size of Celtic. Valharen's goal separating the sides at Stair Park. Larson looking to break away here, though. Can't quite take the ball with him. Stranraer have tried their best to come up with something here, but it's easier said than done when you're playing Celtic.
Yeah, they're still in it though, Ian. You know, 1-0. Anything can happen. The important thing was that they didn't lose a second. Looked a bit ragged for 5-10 minutes after they lost the first one, but they're still in it.
Confident kick from McGeown. Lennon, nice touch to McNamara, who couldn't quite match it. George is eventually stopped in his tracks, and Neil Lennon will mop up and send it back to Douglas. Thompson. Chris Sutton. Valharen. Petter. Paul Blair's challenge. He's doing his best not to make it too comfortable for Bobby Petter. Valharen's long throw will bounce behind for a goal kick. Valharen was watched by the Rangers manager Dick Advocaat as well, but he decided to go for the continent, and the Belgian international, Martin O'Neill saw at Euro 2000, ended up at Celtic, and he was just the sort of player they needed. Larson to Kamara, and now Didier Agat. Lennon will still get to that despite the presence of Jenkins. Here's Petter. Larson dummied. Sutton giving it back to Henrik Larsson. This is neat from Celtic. McNamara's cross. Sutton in there. Surely a push from Chris Sutton. There was.
Goalkeeper did well, just made up his mind early to come all the way and did exactly that. Good construction from Celtic though through the midfield. Larsson as usual involved, and a decent diagonal in from Jackie McNamara. Mark McGeown made up his mind early and did well.
Sutton has been amongst the goals too lately. 4 in the last couple of games. Double each. Boyd. Hodges header. Jenkins. McDonald. Rather crowded out, but he's hanging in there. Lennon steered a path away from the tenacious McDonald. Thompson. I think that'll be a free kick for Blair's foul on Petter, which will bring a yellow card too for Paul Blair.
Yeah, Bobby Petter on as well here. Delightful ball in behind there by Alan Thompson. And Petter would certainly have hit the byline there, but for the challenge, I don't think he can have any complaints.
Paul Blair joins Keith Knox in Stuart Dougal's notebook. Lennon's free kick! Oh, and it seemed to bounce off the bar. Larsson was on the end of it. Didier Gat will get the free kick for a handball by Knox.
Yeah, I'm glad to see he wasn't booked in, because I don't think that was intentional.
Well, Henrik Larsson hit the bar a moment ago. What can Celtic do with this? Thompson whipped it in, and Stranraer eventually it ends up with their keeper.
Well, it could have been 2-0, and this is such a difficult ball to defend. Whipped in between the goalkeeper and the last defender. Larsson again, quickest to react, and he'll feel he should have scored there. It's a great chance.
Boyd. Well, many expected Rangers to go for goals galore against Brecon City at Ibrox yesterday, but it didn't happen. Just a 2-0 win for the holders. Just a 1-0 lead for Celtic at the moment. And that's actually not gone out. Mark McGeown left it, and Sutton sends it in for Larsson. Don't quite know what McGeown was thinking of then. I think he obviously thought it was going to roll over, but it didn't. Thompson. And the flag is up for offside. Free kick for Stranraer.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, to leave Mark McGeown there, and no wonder. Well, that stat tells its own story. Celtic well and truly in the driving seat. Martin O'Neill won a second, though, Ian. He won a second.
We are in the last minute of the first half. This is Harty, top scorer for Stranraer this season, with 13. But Didier Agat brings it away for the Scottish Premier League leaders. Hang on, though, because Hodge has snapped it through to Walker, but the flag is up for offside. Walker's going to run towards Boyd. Sutton. Did well there. Thompson. Petter. Blair. There will be just 1 minute of added-on time in this first half, and we're in it now. Neil Lennon ready to take Celtic's throw. And Haran's header. Lennon chipping away. McNamara. Here's Vega. Henrik Larsson. He's got away from his man, and it was blocked by Johnston. And behind it goes for a corner.
Oh, great spin by Henrik Larsson. Dougie Johnston did well to react to it, get across to the front post.
Petter's corner. He has McNamara there with him. Stranraer will not want to concede again in the dying seconds of the first half, and they're not going to, because that is the end of the half. And Jos Valhaeren put himself in where it might have hurt, and it did hurt, to give Celtic the lead. Lennon's free kick, he's sent some great balls in today. Ramon Vega was on the end of it, and Valhaeren knocked it over the line, crashing through the pain barrier in the process. But don't give up on Stranraer just yet. Just the one goal in it at the break in the Scottish Cup at Step Park. O'Neill's men have in fact only lost 1 out of 26 domestic matches, and that was, of course, a 5-1 defeat at Rangers. Stranraer start the second half. They're certainly not out of it yet. But they are going to have to come up with something very special here to test Scotland's league leaders, who haven't conceded a goal in their last 4 matches.
Somehow they've just must try and get a bit more support up to the front too. Apart from Alan Jenkins, the other midfield players have been forced right back in front of their back three, and the front two have really become isolated.
Go on, Henry. Go on, Henry.
Celtic hoping to progress to the 4th round draw, which is coming up a little bit later right here. Boyd playing it safe. McDonald. And that will be pretty comfortable for Robert Douglas. Sutton. Didier Agat. Mulharen to Boyd. McNamara electing to send it back to Douglas. Henrik Larsson. Sutton gives it back to the Swedish international. Now here's Didier Agat. Lennon. McNamara giving Agat something to chase, and it ends up with a goal kick for Stranraer. Let's have some news from the touchline. David Tanner.
Yeah, I've just spoken into the Stranraer manager, Billy McLaren. He's fairly happy with the way things progressed in the first half, so he's got no immediate plans to change the game plan at the start of the second half. Steady as she goes, he said, Ian.
Well, he'll be hoping his team can come up with something early in this second half. Duncan George. Marty. George up towards Walker. Skids off his head though, and Boyd again taking no chances. The safe option. It's bounced off George though. It'll be a Celtic throw now. Stranraer second in Division 2. 10 points off the leaders, Partick Thistle. Henrik Larsson. McNamara had advanced, but it's poked away by Dougie Johnston. McNamara again on the scene though. The Gat is nearby and will be used. The Gat trying to give Hodge a hard time. Slightly Hodge only joined in November from Queen of the South. Larsson making himself available. And Ramon Vega prods it in the direction of Petter, but it's over and out, and Keith Knox took a knock.
It looks as if he's in a bit of bother here, Ian. Well, it's the right boot of Ramon Vega there that catches him. Oh, that's a bad one. You see the bleeding there. I think Vega sees the challenge coming in here. He's trying to get out the way, but it's the studs of the right boot that caught Keith Knox there. Stay.
Concern for Keith Knox, who played in the last cup meeting between the teams in 1988. He was actually off the field getting treatment when Frank McAvenny scored the game's only goal. And as Charlie mentioned earlier, he played for Clyde against Rangers and missed a sitter with Clyde 1-0 up. And Rangers went on to romp it 4-1, but looks like the local Stranraer postman will be okay, although that's going to take some patching.
He's going to need stitched in. He's bleeding very heavily. They want him back, so a quick bit of stitching, they'll try and get him back on, but certainly looks a bad one.
They don't really have a central defender on the bench, so they'll be hoping that it will be okay to continue. Although they could rejig by using Jared Sterling. So Stranraer temporarily down to 10 men, with Keith Knox getting patched up. Here's Henrik Larsson, and Jackie McNamara could be in here, and he is! McNamara clinically claims Celtic's second early in the second half.
It's a terrific finish from Jackie McNamara. Gets himself forward in support here, well held up there by Henrik Larsson, waiting in the supporting run, provided by Jackie McNamara. Terrific finish there from the midfield player. And again, getting back to what I said about Neil Lennon, with Neil Lennon in the team, both McNamara and Thompson know they can go forward, know they've got a bit of security behind them. And Jackie McNamara gets his reward there, and it's a long, long way back for Stranraer now.
They will, of course, point to the fact that they were down to 10 men at the time, with Keith Knox off the field, getting treatment, and gaps exploited by Celtic. A tough task for Stranraer has become even more grueling now. George away towards Jenkins, the youngster. Whilst all this is going on, they're bandaging Keith Knox. We'll get the Terry Butcher look and be back on shortly. Marshall behind for a goal kick. Knox is ready to resume, but whilst he was off, Celtic doubled their lead. And ironically, that's exactly what happened when they met in 1988 at Celtic Park. He was off the field getting treatment when Frank McAvenny scored the game's only goal. Boyd's free kick, aimed towards Chris Sutton, jostling with Knox. Lennon. Valharan. Cut out by Harty. Here is Knox, who if he ever plays against Celtic again will never ever go off and get treatment. 6 years of age now. And isn't that strange that it should happen twice to him? He cut ties against Celtic, off the field getting treatment. Then they go and score. At least he can spend his life saying, if I'd been on, they wouldn't have done it. Valharan. Celtic looking good for a place in the fourth round draw, which you can see right here from Stair Park after this match. Henrik Larsson. And Alan Thompson. It's not away yet. Sutton. Agat. McNamara. And Sutton in there. Oh, it's a ricochet which favours Stranraer, although they haven't cleared it particularly well. Paul Blair, excuse me, can you mind our camera? Expensive things there. Lennon. Thompson. Paul Blair got the better of Petter. Petter came back though. And it's come off Blair. Thompson. Sutton. One of those little layoffs again for Henrik Larsson. He can't get a glimpse of goal. Bobby Petter did though. Oh, it's an own goal from Knox. Oh, it gets even worse for him. What a shame for Keith Knox. Celtic 3-0 up.
To be fair, he's under real pressure. It's a marvellous ball in from Bobby Petter. All started by Chris Sutton. Had the body strength to win it, but that's a great ball in from Petter. And when goal defenders are running towards their own goal, that's always liable to happen. Good early ball in from Petter.
Well, he now wishes he never came back on. Celtic have now scored 94 goals this season. Billy McLaren's Stranraer on the receiving end of 3 of them. An OG from Keith Knox, making it more comfortable for Celtic, who have put in a professional performance, but then you expect nothing else, really. Jenkins, as Stranraer tried to respond, but it's going to be asking a lot of them now. They are part-timers as well, remember. Their limbs could get a little weary as the game goes on. Here's Ian Harty. And he's got a corner. Harty is actually a Celtic fan, their top scorer this season. He scored in the last round from the penalty spot against Dumbarton. It's only the second corner Stranraer have managed, and it'll be taken for them by Paul Blair. Blair's corner and a Harty on the end of it, but it ends up in amongst the Celtic fans and the trees behind that goal.
Yeah, found a lot of room though, Ian. Ross Fulhara not amused at the room he found there as the corner came in. And I think you're right, Celtic have gone about their business properly tonight. Right from the first whistle, played at a good tempo, quite happy to stand up to the physical challenge. And I think he'll be glad to get this game under his belt, Martin O'Neill, with 2 crucial league games coming up.
Here's Paul Walker though, and in a game that is always full of if-onlys. If only he'd scored early on when he was straight through for Stranraer. George's cross. Away by Petter. Sutton and Knox both going for it. Knox got there first. McDonald. Hodge. Here's Johnston. Well, Haren's header was a little wayward, in fact. And Harty's centre, well, it needed something better than that because Douglas was able to smother. Thompson seeking out Petter, who I think is about to be replaced. Petter's cross comes off Keith Knox's head. Don't think he'll want too much to come off his head in the remaining half hour. Celtic are going to bring on Paul Lambert and Lubomir Moravcik shortly, but they have this corner to take first. And Mark McGeown with a confident catch, but an easy one too. Tom Boyd read it. Lennon, oh, nearly put Larsson away, but Fraser Wright's head stopped it getting to him. Larson. And Didier Gap trying to get in, and Dougie Johnston had to turn it behind for a corner. He's a maths teacher in a secondary school, shows you the sort of night it is for these lads. But it's proved to be ultimately a tough night for them. They'll have basked in the glory for a while, but Celtic have ruthlessly moved in for the kill. Petter's cross away by Knox. Keith Knox. Well, this is some charge from Knox. Cut out by Boyd, though. He was steaming away then for a 36-year-old, not bad. Celtic still not making those changes yet. Paul Walker. He's done well, but Didier Gat is there. Oh, and Sandy Hodge almost got a sniff.
That's a great ball in there from Paul Walker. Did well to hit the byline. Good early ball. Just struggling to get bodies forward into the right areas, though, Stranraer.
Celtic are in a very comfortable position, to such an extent that when they get around to it, they're going to take off Henrik Larsson and Bobby Petter and bring on Lubomir Moravcik and Paul Lambert. Larsson rested with some big games ahead for Celtic. He comes off, and on comes Lubomir Moravcik, who scored an own goal a year ago against Inverness Cali Thistle. Different story for him in this year's third round. And the other change is going to see Bobby Petter make way. And what a welcome sight this is for Celtic fans, the return of Paul Lambert after almost 3 months out following an ankle op.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see where he plays in, whether he plays central and Neil Lennon goes left. Certainly Alan Thompson's going to play out on the left touchline now. Straight swap for Bobby Petter there. Lubomir Moravcik's going to play up front with Chris Sutton. And indeed, Neil Lennon has taken a shift to the left. Paul Lambert will play in his familiar holding role in the central area there.
Stranraer hoping they will have something to show for their efforts this afternoon, for this evening. Johan Mjalby about to join the action too. He's been suffering from a groin problem, which has required injections to allow him to keep playing. He'll be on for Valharan shortly. Celtic able to rest some of their big names. Next in league action. First league game after the winter break on Wednesday night at St Johnstone, and we'll be there with them. Sky box office.